What's up, y'all? Advance here. So, the next biggest police brutality case that is sweeping the nation right about now is Tyre Nichols. So, what happened was in Memphis, Tennessee, on January 7th in the evening time. I forgot what time they said it was, but they said it was the night of January 7th. Tyre Nichols was pulled over, and he was pulled over by Memphis police. And for whatever reason, he fled. That part was unclear. He fled, he ran away, and the police lost him. So per the radio dispatch, that was audio that was released, they said, hey, check his car to see if we can get an address off this license plate. So they tracked him to his home because of this, and he was confronted about 80 yards away from his house. So, oh my God, the sun is offensive. He was confronted 80 yards away from his house. And then another altercation broke out. So when the altercation broke out, one thing led to another, and this kid ended up in the hospital. This kid ended up beaten, his face was swollen, and he ended up in the hospital for 3 days. And he ended up dying 3 days later. So this happened 3 weeks ago. Since this investigation started, the family has been asking for the videotape, the body cam footage. So they're gonna actually release that later on today, like around 6 o'clock Eastern time. But yeah, we'll see. And we'll see how that goes over. So there was concern with releasing this body cam footage because they don't know if that's going to whip people up into a frenzy or not, because of everything that happened with George Floyd, everything that happened with Jacob Blake, and so on and so on and so on. Anything that happened, any police brutality incident that happened during COVID, so let's see we'll see what happens with that. Fact of the matter is that the Memphis police chief, chief of police, she goes by CJ, looked at this footage, and she deemed the officer's actions inappropriate. Now, this is a black woman holding the highest, or is it second highest? I don't know what the hierarchy is. Well, chief under AD, Attorney General, or AG, I don't know, but yeah. But in any case, she's the chief, right? Chief is in charge of the police. So she looked at this and determined that the officer's actions, warranted them to be fired. Yeah, so she fired all 5 officers involved with this incident. Now, I would be remiss if I did not mention this. This is clearly borderline a case of race. And the reason why I say borderline is because all 5 of these officers that was involved were black. Now, also on the flip side, why I say borderline, even though these were black officers that was involved, we as black people, it's always gonna be a side eye or a not a benefit of the doubt, but you know what I mean. We're always looked at as suspects, regardless of what people will tell you. So like we're always going to be looked at as suspects. So unless our stuff is like squeaky clean, then yeah. But in any case, So all 5 of these officers were black. Police chief fired all 5 of them because apparently the footage was that horrendous. And she was it's like the family and the family's attorney looked at it and was like, and the attorney said that it looked like he was beaten like a piñata. So look, I understand that a lot of people don't like running, and like, when a suspect gets away, it's like everybody turns into Shaft from the first Shaft movie, Samuel L. Jackson. You make me run, I'm gonna whoop your ass. I guess they took this a little bit too seriously. But yeah, so this has been all over CNN for the last week or so. As far as I can tell, conservative media hasn't really said too much about it. They're more focused on Joe Biden's classified documents that was found in his home. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't know what led Joe to believe he could get away with that, but video for another day. Yeah, because normally, this would conservatives would come out the woodwork. They would be out in an instant. These officers did nothing wrong. This man was a criminal. He resisted arrest. Or hold up. I don't know why. Why we glorify criminals. Like, this man unfortunately lost his life because he decided to resist arrest. That's how they be. That's how they be. But yeah, like I don't know. We'll see what happens once this tape gets released. And but man, if the police chief looked at it and she said and she was disgusted by it, bruh, the charges that they're looking at for these guys is murder, I believe murder in the 2nd degree, kidnapping, because if you try to restrict somebody from leaving an area unjustly, yes, that would be considered kidnapping. Aggravated assault, obviously. So yeah, now that I think about it, I wonder if the reason why why conservative media isn't saying too much on this is because the officers were black. Or maybe they just acknowledge the fact that this was somebody dying as a result of a fucked up reason. Okay. But in any case, fact of the matter is, this man lost his life. And I already know they're gonna cry about Benjamin Crump being in the center at the center of this whole situation, because of course the family is gonna retain him. Look at his track record. All right, I get it. You want to say, all right, Benjamin Crump is an ambulance chaser, like, bro. No, this was what happened? I haven't heard anything about this kid's record. Nothing at all. So yeah, but yeah, that shit is crazy. But they said that these officers that approached him were part of an organized crime unit called Scorpion. Props. That's a badass fucking name, man. But no, all jokes aside, yeah. So these cops. It was also said that these cops were undercover. They were in plain clothes, in unmarked cars, or I don't know, but they said they were definitely undercover. Some of them were undercover and they didn't wear body cams. So was the cop that pulled them over in plain clothes? Was he in an unmarked car? Because they tell you not to do that. They tell you not to pull over. So who knows? I don't know. That might have been it, but we're gonna see. But basically, these dudes, they hunt down big fish. They look for, they look for like drug dealers, hitmen, like mafia, like mob boss people, like, yeah, like the Alonzo Harris type dudes, you know, like, yeah. But somebody said that this was pretty much the equivalent of using a sledgehammer to place a thumbtack. You know, because I don't know what led to these guys pulling this kid over or whatever, but because I don't think there was any evidence of him being involved in gangs or organized crime or whatever. But yeah, like, I mean, of course, you know, the media is going to put out all the positives and everything. So I guess we're going to wait. We got to wait to see what the deal is. You know, maybe that's what conservative media is doing as well, because I haven't seen anything about this on Fox. Look at that. Them practicing what they preach. We're going to wait for the facts. But we also going to say that the officers was innocent. But, nah, man. I believe that law enforcement is needed to a degree, because you got to keep order. You need people to keep order, but you shouldn't go out of your way to harass people. If the body cam footage comes out and it proves that, and it shows the actions were as heinous as everybody described, then all of them deserve what they get. They deserve to be charged to the fullest extent of the law, because it wasn't necessary. But in any case, post your comments down below. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about this situation? Should these officers have not even been in that position? Or do you feel some type of way about Benjamin Crump being involved? Do you have sympathy for the family like a normal human being would? In any case, post your comments down below. We're going to chop it up. I'm out.